Hey there, this is Bridget Danner with Women's Wellness Collaborative, and I'm excited to share with you my morning skincare routine. So before we get into that, just a little background on me and Beautycounter, whose products we're going to be talking about today. So I started using this Beautycounter line, and it's a perfect fit for me because it's a super high performance skincare product, and it's a very non-toxic product. So the two things I'm very passionate about. I got into natural medicine because I was concerned about the environment, and I was a big environmentalist. And then when I was studying in China many years ago, a French classmate of mine said, hey, do you want to go for facials? I had never been. And I totally fell in love with the world of skincare and really saw how much it helped my skin. So let's get started. First step in the morning is wash your face. So the product I'm going to use today is this Nourishing Cream Exfoliator by Beautycounter. They have different cleansers, but I really love this one. It's moisturizing and a little bit exfoliating. I have kind of oily combination skin, but you still want to keep your skin moisturized even if it's oily, and I love this product. So it has for an exfoliant agent jojoba beads, which is like a natural wax and biodegradable, as opposed to some products that have plastic beads, which like rinse into the ocean and fish eat them, so that's not what we want to use. Beautycounter products are always fragrance-free. It doesn't mean they're unscented, it just means they're naturally scented, like with essential oils. Another product I'm going to use, not a Beautycounter product, but this is a thing I use every day. It's a Clarisonic skin brush, and I just get the kind of low end of the line. It's called a Mia 2. So when you just splash your face with water, it doesn't really cleanse your skin, and this really cleanses your skin. So if you use it morning and night, it's going to make a difference to keep your face cleaner. And just wanted to mention real quick, Beautycounter also has a charcoal bar that you can use on your face, and a lot of people do. For me right now, it's winter, it just feels like a little drying, so I use it on my body, especially after I use the sauna, but I'm not using it on my face right now. This is my product of choice right now. So especially since it has these little moisturizing beads, I'm gonna really scrub it in a little bit. And I don't find it to be like over drying, which is great. You might want to have two cleansers just to kind of mix it up, but yeah, I feel like it's really nice. And then if you do use this brush, or you could use another cleansing cloth, and Beautycounter actually sells one, you don't want to smash it into your face. You just want to like kind of not hover over, but just kind of gently rub it on your face. And it has a little like timer, so you can tell when you're done like cleaning one section, but I don't really like necessarily follow the timer, but I do try to use it like the whole 1 minute that they recommend, and it will just stop running after 1 minute. And I'm careful to like kind of get, oily areas in my face. I don't do my eye area. Don't do your eye area. So rinse your face really well, especially around the hairline, because I think people sometimes leave product around their hairline and then they break out, or so don't do that. Okay. Moving on to step 2, toner. Not everybody uses toner, but it's really a good and quick thing in your routine. It helps prepare your face for receiving other products, and it can have benefits too. So this is a Beautycounter toner called Brightening and Vitamin C, and it comes in, you can buy it on its own, but it also comes in this brightening kit. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it's alcohol-free, and it has citric acid and apple extract and a bunch of things that help brighten your skin, antioxidants. I wanted to mention too, if you can't afford to buy like everything at once, there's also a toner I like that you can actually find at Target, and it's also alcohol-free, and you can put it in a little spray bottle. I like to spray the best, because I don't want to be like getting my hands like dirty, so to speak, at every step or using like cotton balls. So I just spray my face. And this particular one is kind of tingly. It's interesting, so you can kind of feel it working. Okay, so that's step 2. And then step 3 is using a serum. This is also something that, you know, you could say is optional, but I can tell you that when you layer your face with different layers of product, you're going to feel a lot more moisturized and your skin is protected. So if you ever got a facial, they don't just like wash your face and put on moisturizer. They do all these different layers of stuff, right? And it really makes a difference. So mostly what I've been using in the daytime is this plumping serum by Beautycounter, and you don't need a lot. It says 4 to 6 drops, and that's probably generous. You could maybe even do 3 or 4 drops. And this one obviously is for like plumping, kind of making your skin more moisturized and kind of younger looking. But there's also one for brightening your skin with vitamin C. And you know, it's really interesting. I told you I have a little bit oily skin, and I was first like, oh, this has oil, I'm not gonna like it. But I find that I really like it for the reason I mentioned earlier, which is it just makes your skin feel more moisturized. So I'm actually not going to do my eye area. We'll do that one in a second, but I'm just going to gently put it on other areas of my skin. And if you like don't want as much on your forehead because it's oilier, you don't have to. You can do your neck a little bit. And okay, so step 3 is use some eye cream, which is an important step. Just do it when you're younger because you'll wish you did when you're older. This is Beautycounter's Rejuvenating Eye Cream, and it comes with a little scoop, but I'm just going to use my finger for now, and you really need very little. The eye area is super delicate, so you want to just pat it on. You don't want to scrub it in, so just pat it in the whole eye area. I just do the lower. I don't know if some people do the upper, but just pat it in. Okay, so I'm going to use a non-Beautycounter product for this next step because I recently interviewed a dermatologist on our podcast, and you need about a teaspoon of sunscreen on your face to fully protect you. So I am going to use a Beautycounter product that has some sunscreen in it later, but I'm not going to use a teaspoon. And Beautycounter does have an all-over like face and body sunscreen, but I feel like it's too greasy for my face. So I'm going to use my tried and true Davita skincare sunscreen. It's like also very clean and non-toxic. It's no like micro nano particles. And so I'm just going to use like, I still probably frankly don't get a whole teaspoon of sunscreen on my face, but especially in the summer, I would be a little more generous and make sure I got like my ears and, you know, I use a different sunscreen on my body, but using something that's not going to clog your pores on like your neck and your face, I think is important. So it's sort of like an extra step, but I think it's worth it because the sun will really damage your skin, causing spots and increased aging. So that doesn't take much to absorb in. And then let's see, next we're gonna do, and this is optional, but we're gonna do a little concealer corrector. So again, optional, but this one by Beautycounter is like in a little pen with you click it to get more product, and there's different shades it comes in. I got the lightest shade. So this lightest shade is really best for under the eye and then around the nose. And you can use a little brush if you like to brush it in. You really don't need very much. I almost feel like too much comes out at one time. And another thing to think about is, you know, this light color I'm putting on, you don't want to put it like on a blemish because it's too light. So you kind of need a second color. So we just did that light concealer, but again, if you want to conceal, like I ovulated and I just had a little breakout. If you want to cover a blemish, you need a little like darker concealer, and I don't have two from Beautycounter right now, but I have this Susan Posnick, which is another really safe brand of cosmetics. So if you want to like cover a little something, you want it to sort of, you don't want it to be too light, or you can just use this Dew Skin product as the covering. So this was a product that really first got me into Beautycounter. It is a tinted moisturizer, and it's called Dew Skin because it leaves you with kind of like a dewy look, which is popular right now. And you don't need very much. You just need, I don't know, I just use like, I don't even know if that's a 1/4 teaspoon, something like that. So I think it can last a while. And then I would say I try to use a little less on my forehead because my forehead's naturally oily, but I go a little heavier on my cheeks. And it just evens your skin tone. So like these little blemishes, you know, maybe just needed a little Dew Skin to calm them down. And again, with the history of oily skin, I didn't know if I would like a moisturizer that made me look dewy, but there's a difference between oily and moisturized, and I think that's what you get when you do this routine, is you just get a moisturized look. And when your skin is moisturized, it doesn't need to like push to make more oil. There's lots of reasons your skin can make oil that we can get into later, but just to say it's okay to moisturize even if you have oily skin. And then the last few steps we're gonna do, and by the way, I often do these steps in the middle. Like if I'm waiting for something to dry, I'll just quickly do my eyebrows or whatever. But this is just my morning routine. I don't do a ton of makeup, but I'll do some mascara. And the Beautycounter mascara is not cheap, you know, compared to store mascara, so I was a little hesitant. But I honestly find it to be a great mascara. It doesn't run, it doesn't clump, and it's easy to clean up. So I find it to be a pretty natural looking lash look, but I think I could put on more layers. And Beautycounter does sell an eye makeup remover as well, or makeup remover. And then last couple steps, they have a brow brush. I think a brow brush is really important, especially if you're like me and you have kind of wimpy eyebrows, or if you have thyroid issues and you're losing your eyebrows. So I don't know if this is recommended, but I tend to go backwards on my, or from outer to inner, just because I feel like it helps me, like, I don't know, kind of find the line more aggressively or something. So I just go backwards and just fill in the natural shape. And then you can, they also have this little brush on it, so you can, then I'll go back the other way and just brush it out. And it really like tidies up your look quite a bit. You don't look made up, but you just, I don't know, it just looks more polished. And then last thing is just to use a lip gloss. You don't even need a mirror, but Beautycounter's lip gloss is really nice. And I'll mention some of these last steps have colorant, right? So a cheap brand of makeup can have heavy metals, or one brand was just found to have asbestos. So you don't want that in your makeup. You're definitely absorbing all this stuff. And a lot of heavy metals are in lipstick and stuff like that. So you really want to work with a company that's not going to give you ingredients that are going to disrupt your hormones or lead to cancer, obviously. So it's worth it to like spend a little more on a lip gloss that is safe. And we're not going to do it today, but we'll do a video another time to talk about like doing eyes and cheeks, which is not something I do every day personally, but you certainly can do it for if it is your everyday routine. So this might seem a bit long because I was chit-chatting the whole time, but it's really not that long. And even if I'm just wearing like jeans and a t-shirt like today, or my hair isn't done, I feel like when my face is done, I'm kind of ready for the day and I feel more confident. And I think a lot of it is just, a lot of beauty is just like feeling good about yourself and like going out and just in the world and just feeling ready for anything and feeling like you're glowing. I think that a lot of the essential oils that are in these products just have this smell that kind of lifts your spirits and makes you feel good as well. So yeah, we're ready for our day. Thanks for watching.